I've used many VR headsets over the years, from the Quest 1 to the PSVR 2, but the one I've used the most was the Valve Index. I mean, it was literally my everyday go-to for PC VR gaming, from shooters like Contractors to combat sims like Blade and Sorcery. The Valve Index never let me down. But that was until the big screen Beyond came around. In this video, we'll compare Valve's premier VR headset, the Valve Index, versus the world's smallest VR headset, the Big Screen Beyond. Let's start with design and comfort. The Big Screen Beyond is all about minimalism and lightness, thus giving the moniker the world's smallest VR headset. Weighing in at 127 grams, it's one of the lightest VR headsets on the market currently. This ultra lightweight design is paired with a custom fit face cushion, 3D printed specifically for your face after a 3D scan. This means that once you put it on, it feels like a second skin with no pressure on the nose, no discomfort around the eyes, and next to no light leakage. But that is all dependent if everything goes well with the 3D scan. There's been multiple horror stories of people buying the big screen and having to send it back multiple times to get the 3D scan right or get the IPD measurements right. This is a VR headset built specifically for you, so you can't share it with family or anything like that. The silver lining in that situation is that the big screen support is surprisingly good for a smaller company. They respond really quick and even helped me get a thinner face gasket for around 60 USD. The smaller face gasket made my headset so much more comfortable, and I did have to put some small magnets in there to give me a little bit more room for my prescription lenses, but that was absolutely no problem. On the other hand, the Valve Index is significantly heavier at 1.8 pounds or around 800 grams. To give the Index its credit though, it's built to distribute that weight evenly as possible. Guys, the Index is heavy. It makes it so difficult to go back to for long play sessions, especially after using the Big Screen Beyond. Now, I am a pretty decently built guy, I would say, and even I find myself needing to take a break every once in a while when using the Index. But with its adjustable straps, high quality materials, the Index aims to provide a snug and pretty secure fit. It may swing a bit when turning your head because it's so front heavy, but it's absolutely nothing distracting if you got a good fit on. Although while it may not feel as, invisible or just not there as the Beyond, many users do find it very comfortable for extended play sessions, especially on games like VR Chat. Now let's talk about visuals. Both of these headsets deliver very impressive visuals, but they do it in very different ways. The Big Screen Beyond features micro OLED displays with a resolution of 2560 by 2560 pixels per eye. These displays offer deep blacks, vibrant colors, and very sharp details, making it very ideal for both gaming and watching movies in VR. I mean, I can literally see new details in games like Half-Life Alyx, or I can see people further away in games like Contractors. With that being said, those sweet pancake lenses are not perfect. They can suffer from a mean amount of glare and slight distortions at the edges of the field of view from the very small lenses. It can be very off-putting to people coming from headsets that don't have that type of glare like the Quest 3 or the PSVR 2, which is very understandable. I mean, it's made a lot of people return to Big Screen Beyond, and honestly, I get it. The refresh rates for the Beyond are also 75 Hz and 90 Hz, which also turns some people off. Personally, I find it surprisingly comfortable at 75 Hz or 90 Hz, with the 75 Hz being the higher resolution option. Meanwhile, the Valve Index uses LCD panels with a lower resolution of 1440 by 1600 pixels per eye. But it does compensate with a higher refresh rate of up to 144 strong hertz. This makes the Valve Index a great choice for fast-paced games where smooth motion and minimal latency is very crucial. The lenses are designed to minimize glare and offer a very wide field of view at 108 degrees, but with that being said, they just don't match the pure contrast levels of the Beyond's OLED screen. So it's definitely up to your taste on that one. I feel like both of these headsets have trade-offs in terms of display that pretty much balances out the comparison here. Some people looking for a PC VR headset will treasure the Beyond's higher resolution, while others will treasure the Valve Index's huge FOV and refresh rate. Personally, I don't mind the glare of the Beyond since it can be kind of managed by adjusting the brightness in their own software. That micro OLED is just undefeated in my opinion. It's just one of those things you have to experience, honestly. Another thing you should experience is seeing crystal clear with VR Rock subscription lenses for the Big Screen Beyond or Valve Index. I use VRROC prescription lenses for a lot of my numerous VR headsets. They'd never let me down in quality, shipping time, or price. The prices of prescription lenses is ridiculous, but VRROC is crazy affordable, and I even have a discount of 10% for my people. Use code MarkDudeVR and help me help you save some money. You shouldn't go bankrupt buying lenses for something you can't control, like eyesight. Buy VRROC prescription lenses today and tell them MarkDudeVR sent you. But that's enough about the displays. Audio was another area where these two headsets diverge significantly. The Valve Index comes with built-in off-ear speakers that deliver crispy spatial audio with impressive clarity and depth. These speakers hover just above your ears, providing a surprisingly immersive experience without the discomfort of having on-ear or in-ear headphones. Personally, I use my SteelSeries headphones, so usually I don't even use the built-in solution for the Index. The Big Screen Beyond, on the other hand, doesn't have built-in audio. Instead, you need to bring your own audio solution, whether it be wireless earbuds or over-the-ear headphones. This can't be seen as a downside, especially considering the price, but it also means you have the flexibility to choose the audio setup that works best for you. This video was actually very well timed because Big Screen just announced that they are shipping the deluxe audio strap, but the downside is it's $129. Sheesh. But it does offer free shipping. So what about the microphones on both of these headsets? Personally, I never really had an issue with the Index's microphone when I used it, but the Big Screen Beyond's built-in microphone has to be one of the best I've ever heard in VR. Actually, just to prove my point, I'm gonna do a side-by-side comparison to really show you guys the difference. This is an audio test with the Big Screen Beyond. Like I said, crazy. And this is the mic audio test with the Valve Index, so a big substantial difference. And audio solutions are fine and everything, but one of the main things people ask me a lot about is the tracking and controllers. In this part of the comparison, we're gonna see a lot of similarities. Starting with the Valve Index, it uses Steam VR 2.0 base stations and the Valve Index controllers, which are loved for their finger tracking capabilities and overall precision in terms of tracking. This setup is very premium and highly accurate, making it ideal for users who demand the best when it comes to interacting with stuff in VR. Like VR chat. The Big Screen Beyond also does use the Steam VR tracking stuff. It uses the base station, uses the controllers. However, you'll need to purchase these separately if you don't already own them, adding to the overall cost. Mentioning cost leads us to the big elephant in the room, which is the price. The Valve Index is priced at around $999 for the full kit, including the headset, controllers, and base stations. My biggest critique of this price is that it's been the same price since its release on June 28th, 2019. That's a long time. The Big Screen Beyond, however, comes in at $999 just for the headset. If you're new to PC VR, you'll need to factor in that additional cost of controllers and base stations, which makes the price closer to $1,576, making it a pricier option overall, for honestly less. But for anybody who already owns those peripherals, the Big Screen Beyond might be a more attractive upgrade than any other PC VR headset on the market. That's honestly where I think the Big Screen Beyond shines, is as a PC VR successor to the Valve Index. But with cost aside, what about the main thing that most of you guys are probably here for, which is the VR gaming? When it comes to VR gaming, both the Big Screen Beyond and Valve Index offer distinct experiences tailored to different types of VR gamers. The Valve Index is a powerhouse for fast-paced, action-packed games thanks to its high refresh rate, well to 144 Hz, which guarantees smooth and responsive gameplay, like we mentioned earlier. Its finger tracking controllers adds another layer of immersion, especially in titles that support detailed hand interactions, but it's also funny because I don't mind missing those type of interactions, but when it's there, I'll always notice it. It's one of those things. I mean, sim racing games, battle talent, contractors, Elite Dangerous are always fun on the Index. Meanwhile, the Big Screen Beyond, with its lightweight design, sharp micro OLED displays, excels in games where visual clarity and comfort are needed. Although it lacks built-in audio and relies on extra peripherals, the headset's custom fit and high-resolution visuals make it a great option for immersive, visually stunning games. This can range from a Half-Life Alyx to a Hubris, or any other game where this looks amazing, where you want to get that extra detail. However, with its refresh rate being lower, maxing out at 90 Hz with upscaling, that may not satisfy gamers who prioritize that ultra smooth motion in their VR games. But if you can get past that, the Beyond is perfect for long play sessions. I literally played No Man's Sky in VR for hours and then realized I never took my headset off. So both headsets offer very unique but great VR gaming experiences, but people also do ask me about the modularity of both of these headsets. So can you mod the headsets? Can you add stuff to them? And that is a resounding yes. The things I've seen people do with both of these headsets is actually pretty insane. With the Index having a USB in the front mods are pretty amazing. And it's really fun to see how people get things like eye tracking, face tracking, or even LED eyes to work on the Valve Index. But on the big screen beyond side of things, I've seen people do actual sorcery to add eye tracking and just a bunch of other different things to the headset to make it a more enjoyable experience. People have used 3D printing to add hard straps to the headset. So if you're a tinkerer, the big screen beyond is really easy to mod. So after talking about displays, modularity, and stuff like that, which headset should you choose? If comfort, visual quality, and a lightweight design are at the top of your list, then the big screen beyond is your go-to. Its ultra lightweight design combined with a custom face cushion makes it incredibly comfortable for long sessions. At 127 grams, you'll barely feel it on your face, which is a significant advantage if you plan to spend hours in VR. The micro OLED displays deliver stunning visuals with deep blacks and vibrant colors, which is particularly appealing for those who enjoy watching movies or playing visually rich games. However, it's important to consider the trade-offs, namely the lack of built-in audio and the fact it doesn't come with controllers or base stations, meaning you'll have to make additional investments if you're starting from scratch. On the other hand, if you're looking for a more complete package that's ready to go out of the box, the Valve Index remains one of the best all-around VR headsets in the world. It might be heavier, but it compensates with a thick build, excellent tracking, and built-in off-ear speakers that deliver high-quality spatial audio. The Index's higher refresh rate up to 144 Hz makes it a very fantastic choice for fast-paced gaming like race sims where smooth motion and minimal latency are critical. Ultimately, if you're already invested in the Steam VR ecosystem, prioritize a headset that disappears on your face during use, the Big Screen Beyond could be your go-to. I really do see the Big Screen Beyond as the successor for the Valve Index. It honestly feels like a natural next step in PC VR headset evolution. Both of these headsets provide a just great PC VR experience. I hope this video helps you narrow down which one you want to pick, which one has the better pros, which one has cons you can actually live with, and which one would actually be a better PC VR situation for you. PC VR is changing by the year, and I'm just excited to see where it goes in a few years. Let me know in the comments which one you pick and why. I'm always excited to hear your opinions on everything VR. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more VR content. But remember, I'm just a dude with a VR headset. Peace.